Hello everyone, welcome back to Technical Tuesday, and today our clear jelly stamper order finally came in, so we're going to test it, and we're also going to compare it to Maniology's products. So let's go ahead and get into this. These are the two plates that I ordered. I don't remember what this one's called. It was called Dark Angel. It's CJSH-59, and I really like this as this speaks to my spooky self. This is really cute. Okay, so I can see where some of these layered images, because this does have a lot of layered images, it looks like, including lace. I didn't realize that this was two separate things when I was looking at it on the site. That's really cool. I love how big this spiderweb image is. It's hard to find ones that size. Okay, and this is Land of the Fairies. And what's happening here? Oh, come on, out. Oh, cool. So, did the other one have one of these two? I don't remember seeing a clear sheet with the other one. Did it have one too? No. Okay, so the Land of the Fairies one has this clear sheet to help, I guess, with the size. That's really neat. I like that. And of course I'm going to keep the cards. Ooh, that's cute. It's got a little step-by-step. That is handy. I like that. Does the other one have that on there? No. I guess the other one is just too simple for that. This is a more complex one. And that is, oh yeah, now I understand why they, that's a lot. I now understand why they have it like that. Okay, that's a lot. That's gonna take some trial and error, guys. Okay, so this should be a black and a white stamping polish, and these two smaller ones. It is a white. So this is the same size bottle as my She Modern, and comparatively around the same price. Now, hopefully it's not too affected by the temperature outside, because it was in the mailbox for probably 30 minutes. And it is kind of cold outside, and this should be my black. And it's also the same size bottle. These are very thick, and I don't know if it's because of its temperature or... Thankfully this room's of a good temperature, so... And then last but not least, the special effects one. We got the glow in the dark. Alright, to make sure it's in there. The glow in the dark set. I apologize if I sound pretty rough right now. I have a very nasty sinus infection, and I am only on dose number 2 of my antibiotics for this, so I'm still feeling pretty rough. Okay, so this one's Glow 4. So my question is, are these as sheer as what other people were saying? It looks like it probably is. It's going to need some more mixing too. So these were really pretty though. But I'm definitely going to need some white underneath them as my guess by the looks of it. Even after I make sure they're thoroughly mixed, they seem kind of sheer. orange. It's a nice soft pastel orange. Yeah, that one needs more mixing. The pigments are not very mixed in there. At the moment it's all settled, but I mean, I ordered this quite a while ago, and it had to come all the way. I live towards the southern part of the U.S., and it had to come all the way from Canada, so it was a bit of a distance. This Clear Jelly Stamper is a Canadian brand. It's a nice, like, spring green. I like this blue. Okay, let's see here. I'm curious to see how these look glowing. I really wish I had one of those, like, industrial mixers. See what this purple looks like. Oh, that's really pretty. Okay. Do I need to change the batteries on this? Doesn't look like it. So these are supposed to glow in the dark. So they are special effect polishes. Let's charge them and see what we get. Go ahead and turn the lighting off and see what happens. Oh, they definitely seem to be glowing. Oh yeah, they are glowing. They are most definitely glowing, guys. And I can tell that the glow is starting to wear off, because I didn't charge them for very long. So these definitely glow, these three glow the brightest, but the other ones definitely have a decent glow as well. And this one's glowing a purpley color, even though it's actually more of a pinky color when it's not glowing. So that's nice. So yes, they do glow. They do glow like they are supposed to. So that's nice. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get our lighting back on. Okay. And so grab this for our test report, I guess, so I don't have to go hunting. And these will need to go. I'm not sure. Do I want to test both of these at the same time, or do I want to just test one? I'm not so sure. so we will get, I need my nail tip stand. Get my putty off of there. I apologize, guys. It has been a morning. My 8-year-old has been very difficult all week, and I have been feeling exceptionally rough. This sinus infection was so bad that it started going into my jaw and causing pressure in my teeth and my jaw, and it's draining into my ears. And once it got to that point, I went and got antibiotics, but I haven't been on it for very long, and it's starting to clear up. But like, he has been I can't even begin to explain how difficult this boy has been today, and all week even. It's been ugly. It has been very ugly, and it's been painful. It's been really painful for me today. My mind is extra scattered, and I'm having mom guilt, and it's just, you know, when you've been pushed too far and you kind of go off, and mom guilt. It's just, it's been a rough morning. It has been. He's thankfully out on a hike for Cub Scouts with his father and giving me a much needed break. The youngest has been good, so he acted up a little bit. He's been good for the most part. But it's been a morning, guys. It's been a morning. I'm just mentally drained and physically drained, and just all around feeling pretty rough. So I apologize. I don't seem real peppy right now. It's just, this is nice to see come in. I'm glad it did. I just kind of need to reset myself. I need a momentary break and reset myself and not be hurting so bad as well. Let's face it, like, this sinus infection is awful. Okay, so where is, what polish do I want to use as the base color to test this with? This gives a natural nail color, but I don't want to use that up on that. That's my... Should I do that? Well, screw it. It's not like I don't have... It's not like I go with the overlays anyways. That's too sheer. Dang. Well, I guess we're waiting on that to dry. Let's just stamp over it as is. I was hoping to give it a color and not be sheer, but I guess that's what it is. Oh wow. Did they put 2 layers of film on this? They did. I have double layer. Okay. And this one looks like it's got 2 as well. It sure does. 1. And 2. The thing I have never seen is a 3. only ever seen 2. So I'm curious of whether or not somebody's ever gotten a 3-layered one. But they had 3 layers of protective film. The most I've ever had is 2. So I could just test it on the mat. Why am I doing this that way when I could just use the mat? Like I said, guys, I'm not in the grandest mental state today. Okay, my scraper. Okay. My cotton balls. Okay, so I'm going to do a test run on a maniology plate that I know works just fine to test the polishes with before I test the plates. So I'm going to go ahead and use MXM 121 from this month's box. See how this stamps before going in with the plates. I mean, it picked up nice. Transferring to the mat wasn't as great, but it's matte. So let's try on an actual nail and see how that works. And this mat is the maniology one, and I've never stamped on it anyways. So I don't know how well it does. Oh wow, that worked out well. So the black stamp's nice. And I'll go ahead and get straight up black from maniology. See in comparison if I can see any difference to clear jelly stampers in performance. Honestly, I'd say they're about the same. I do feel like the price point, for Canadians, this is probably cheaper because they probably have cheaper shipping. But as an American, I feel like this is more expensive than maniologies. But it definitely stamps just as well. Let's try the white. See how that goes. And then I will get Bam White. Let's try this planet. It certainly picked up nicely. Stamped nicely. Where's my Bam White? So that's where my Bam White's up here because of Thursday's Manny. Yeah, I would say performance-wise, the Clear Jelly Stamper's black and white, and I would imagine their creams and metallics and things like that, their other polishes for their basic non-special effect like these, I would say they would perform just as well as Maniology, but their price point, like I said, I guess it just really depends on where you live, whether or not it would be more or less in price than Maniology's. I mean, I'd have to look it up. These were about $5 a bottle. And Bam White and Straight Up Black are, and this is 13 milliliters or 0.4 flow ounces, whereas these are much less. So it has to be taken into account. Stamping polishes. Where is $7 for a bottle of Straight Up Black or a bottle of Bam White? So you get a lot more for $2 more. They do have bigger bottles, but they also cost more. So I think Clear Jelly Stamper is just a little bit more expensive for the same amount as Maniology's. But that may just be because I'm in the US. I'm not really sure as a generality. But comparatively, it does seem like it works just as well. I wouldn't say that it works better. I'll be doing more extensive testing over time, but I would say it works just as well so far. Let's see how it does in comparison on the brand place that coincides with. And I will try Maniologies on them as well and see if there's any performance difference. Okay. So with the Maniology plate, they perform equally. Oh my goodness. Got my hot tea with lemon that's now cold. Excuse me. The joys. Oh, since I'm using tips, I might as well put this underneath here. Make my life a little easier. I'm gonna clean up so we don't have any bleed through. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab a fresh tip. Give me my tack. Okay, I probably shouldn't be doing this with one hand. Put the tack back on. But yeah, no, looking at it, they performed pretty much the same. I don't really see any obvious differences or anything. They perform the same, because this is Clear Jelly Stampers. Scoot back a little. This here is Clear Jelly Stampers, and this is Maniology's. This is Clear Jelly Stamper, and this is Maniology. So the black and white definitely performed pretty much the same. It picked up just as nice, and this is a Maniology plate. So it picked up just as nice with both colors, and it stamped down just as nice with both colors. So I'd say as far as the Maniology plate, they're equal for sure. Now here comes the true test. What tips do I want to use? It'd be nice if this tooth would stop hurting. Pain meds are wearing off already. So we're going to start with let's do the roses. Let's do a layer of this and then a layer of this. We'll do black then white, I think. Or no, let's do, because white's harder to get good coverage. Let's do white then black. And I'm going to start with maniology on this tip to test it. And then I will go in, and you know, I need a different stamper because that's a really big image. Let's go in with the monocle, I think. I think this one is going to be a monocle one. So that's a really big one. But I like that. Let's scrape. I mean, that picked up pretty well. It's a pretty open image. Stamp down. I mean, that's my error on the missed spots. I have a very firm monocle stamper, so that is not the stamp, that is me. And then of course, it's BAM white. Let's have white pigment everywhere. And then we'll go in with the fine lines. These are usually the more tricky images when dealing with stamping plates. It's the fine lines. And that actually picked up very nicely. And I did not layer that nicely, but I actually kind of went catty-wonky on that. But it did stamp very nice, despite the fact that I did not line that up well. I don't normally work with images that big that are layered, so that is part of the problem. But that definitely picked up well and stamped well, despite my errors. Yeah, I would definitely say that this plate is a win for sure. So I imagine if the maniology polish stamped that well with this plate, then I can only assume that we're gonna have good results with the clear jelly stamper ones, for sure. So I'm going to use the same images. I'm going to grab a new tip and Don't mind me, guys. Like I said, I am not feeling good. My sinus is a wreck, so I'm sure you guys can hear me over here just struggling to breathe. Oh. Okay, so we're gonna go in with the Clear Jelly Stampers White. I can't say, just like I said, due to the price difference, I can't say that I order their black and white again because I feel like Maniology's is equal. And so it's cheaper. But I probably would definitely go for some of their other colors that you can't seem to find in other brands. That picked up very nicely, as I expected. And that stamped very well too. So, yeah. As suspected, it definitely is. I don't know if that was my error because it is an open image or not, but it seems a little sheer in comparison on the roses. That might be error on my part. It might be the white. It easily could be either one. It did pick up nicely, it did stamp down nicely, but I do the wrinkling look to, I think, in those sheer spots, I think may have just been me. That will take more testing over time. Oh my goodness, this infection. Oof. I gotta pause for a second here to collect myself. Okay. And then we're gonna go in with the lines. And these are very pretty. This one is hard to layer. I need more practice. I need more practice layering ones like this. This one's hard. I love the image, but it's hard to do. I did it a little better that time. It lined up a little bit better, but it's hard, guys. Layering ones this big is hard. It is pretty though. I do like this image. I'm definitely gonna have to get some practice in with this. Okay, so let the fun begin. This is where we get to test our glow in the dark. We're gonna do the without the white underneath and with the white underneath and see how this goes. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and nab the fairy plate because I want to test its performance as well. I do like this plate a lot though. This is really cute. I love this. Oh god, these skulls. I love these skulls. Okay, so let's add this and its cardboard insert to my plate holder of that size. Temporarily, I gotta catalog it with all these polishes. So get our swatcher sticks, guys, because we're going to swatch with that as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need 2 more. Because we're going to do it on a tip just to test this plate, but we're also going to do it on the swatch sticks. Okay. I need fresh cotton wool. So yeah, no, even after I stamped, you can't really tell the difference. You can't really tell the difference. You can't really tell which one is maniology and which one is clear jelly stampers. They look pretty much the same. So I'd say that pretty much the same quality. To answer that question, I'd say they're the same quality if I had to. Different price points for sure. Now, Maniology did, I don't know what all they're upping the price. By the sounds of it, it's just their subscription stuff, not their regular stuff. But they did up the prices of some of their stuff due to inflation of ingredients and shipping and all of that. They were forced to increase their prices for their MXM. Unfortunately, they increased it by a few dollars, but I'm surprised that it took this long, to be honest, considering how much everything has gone up even in my area, and my area is not nearly as expensive as Hawaii, and it's gone up a lot. In the last couple years alone, our groceries went up over 50%. And we hadn't even changed what we were getting. If anything, we're getting less. We've actually downgraded the quality and how much we get over time to try to maintain a lower grocery bill, and still it keeps going up. So I would say the inflation cost is actually even higher than that in my area, and that's a scary thought. But yeah, no, it's pretty bad. And this used to be considered one of the cheapest areas to live, which is kind of funny. Not anymore. Okay, so how am I gonna do this? I'm still trying to figure out why I got this little clear insert for this plate but not the other plate. I don't know if it's just because of how complex this plate is in comparison. I do like that it has this little sheet on the step-by-step guide to help give you indications of what goes with what. If you can't, 'cause sometimes with these plates you can't really tell what step goes where. Generally you can, but not always. And in this particular case, looking at this plate with there no arrows on here, and you're very much so playing a guessing game on the images. And the fact that they gave a little insert, because look at all this. There's a lot of little tidbits. Like this is an iris, and it's got these teeny tiny little images here, and then it's also got these. So it's got like 3 steps in the outline. And over here, it's not much different. Like this is even more deconstructed right here than the other one. So it's a very deconstructed, so sometimes it's kind of hard to tell. And in fact, with my last mani, I oopsed, and I didn't even realize I did with the butterfly, and I was trying to figure out why it looked funny, because I used the wrong colors for the order in which I did it. I did the right order of the images, but the wrong colors for the order of the images. So it looked okay, but it did kind of look it was very different from what I had originally planned. So, I think I'll just do... I'll just do a wing. I'll do a wing or something like that. Maybe a slit. Oh no, that should fit. I'll do that wing. Okay, so grab another tip of that size, because we're gonna do one without the white underneath and one with it. Just to test. And if this one, ooh, that was kind of globby. If this one is pretty sheer, then I'm pretty certain that all of them are, because I've heard way too many people say that they are pretty sheer. Oh yeah, that looks sheer for sure. It's got a very gritty texture as well. Let's see if it'll transfer. Yes. Oh yeah, that's exceptionally sheer. That's, oh, very sheer. Okay, so yeah. Yep. That barely showed. Now, Maniology does not have glow-in-the-dark stamping polishes, but they do have various special effect polishes. This is one of the few brands that has a glow-in-the-dark stamping polish. She Modern has one too, and I have not tried it. One moment. Don't let these out my door. I apologize for that interlude. Okay, so we're going to try this with the white. I think this is going to pop with the white. I think this is really going to pop with the white. I'm excited to do a mani with this plate too. Ooh, look how bright that is. And my washing machine is singing to me. I need to refill my jar. I'm struggling to reach, guys. So let's zoom this out here. I am struggling to reach my cotton balls because I need to refill my jar. I have a whole unopened bag, but because I haven't been feeling well, I've been too dang lazy and not refilling my jar. So I need to refill my jar. Okay. So this is, it's got a weird texture. And I know it's just the glow-in-the-dark pigments, guys. I know that's what it boils down to. But it might be a bit much for beginners. I could see somebody having some issues with the texture, like freaking out, thinking there's something wrong with what they're doing. Or that it might not, like there might be something wrong with the polish. It's the glow-in-the-dark pigments. Okay, if you're good at layering, definitely pops with... Oh, my camera's not even picking it up all that well. I don't know if it's the light. It's unfortunate. Okay, I think it's the light. The light is so bright on it. It definitely popped big time in color. In person, this shows a lot more. Okay, there we go. It's tilted, you guys can see it. Yeah, it shows like that without... The camera's just having some glare issues, I guess. Like when I tilt it like this, that's how it looks to me, even when it's facing up. That's how it looks to me. So it definitely pops with the white underneath. So if you're going to get the glow in the dark, use white underneath it because it's not going to really show. Or something else you could do is do a subtle mani on the glow in the dark where the glow in the dark image is like hidden within it. So say you stamped it as part of the background and you left it without a white base, and the color because it's so sheer, got lost within it, but when it's charged you see that shining through it. That's the best way I can describe it. It's hard to describe. It is so hard to describe. But yes, that you could do some really cool stuff with that. But for beginners, please know that these are going to be gritty, and it's not because there's something wrong with the polish. I fully anticipated that it would likely be gritty because glow-in-the-dark polishes generally are something to do with the glow-in-the-dark pigment. Like they just can't get it super fine. And thankfully this one is fine enough that it doesn't seem to damage the plate. And that was a problem Maniology had. Maniology did try to make a glow-in-dark polish that was a stamping polish, and they stated in their videos, though it was kind of hidden in there, so some people thought that they didn't say it. They did. Let's see. This one's Corpse Survivor. Yes, and this High Voltage. So these two are not stamping polishes, but when they released this one, which is the first one they released, it stated straight up, please do not use it on your plates. It will scratch them. And they're not wrong. There were some people complaining, hey, you didn't warn us. No, they did, but it was kind of like speckled in there, saying that it wasn't meant to be used that way. And that they had tried to make it a stamping polish because of the fact that the particles in it are too coarse and they scratch the living daylights out of the plate. So they tried to make ones that were, but they were unsuccessful. And there wasn't really a whole lot of brands that have been, obviously, since there's only 2 that I know that even sell a glow-in-the-dark stamping polish. There may be more brands that do sell glow-in-the-dark stamping polishes, but I have personally never seen any. And that I imagine that's why. Is that because it's very difficult to make a glow-in-the-dark stamping polish. So the price point on this was pretty high for this collection of tiny little bottles of glow-in-the-dark stamping polish, and understandably, because it's not easy to make them, and it is a special effect polish. So I feel like that their price point's probably exactly where it should be. I feel like their price point on their regular colors are a little bit high, but it could just have something to do with their manufacturing process being a little bit more expensive. For all I know, that could be the case, and that's okay. I mean, I'm not going to fault them for that. They've got to be able to pay their people, you know, they got to be able to pay their employees. I'm not going to fault them on that one. It's the same way with maniology. They got mouths to feed too. I'm not going to say that they can't make a living wage. And maniology also does a lot of incredible things for the community as well. I need to add another layer of white to this. They are constantly helping charities that help people and animals, and they are trying to do some good in this world. So helping people in need is something that they are constantly doing, and we need more of that. We need more people trying to do better. We need more people trying to make a difference in this world for the better. And we need less hate and more love. So I 100% back them on that. I know Hawaii is a very expensive place to live. I couldn't do it. I'll be honest. I couldn't live in a place that was that expensive. Oof. I would love to visit there though. I would love to visit there. I've never been, but I would love to visit there. Okay, that one's opaque enough. So, yeah, no, that's... I'm amazed that it took them this long before they upped the prices, to be honest. Because if my state, which is considered, you know, hillbilly cheap, is suffering as bad as it is, I can only imagine how bad it is out there. So, and from what I've heard of the state of California, what they're looking like for poverty levels and everything else, like inflation is a not very nice word right now. I don't have nice words for what our inflation looks like right now, guys. I don't have nice words for it. Okay. Because apparently I needed another coat on some of these. Yay, cheap white polish. It takes more than one coat. Okay. So I'm going to go fetch my swatching plate. And while those are drying, just set those off to the side. Let's put the black and white clear jelly stick polish in there, because we are done testing those for the moment. front. Let's put all of these wet swatch sticks over here while they are drying. And we will that is really nice though. I'm excited about this. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm actively excited about this. The possibilities the possibilities involved with this has really got me wondering what I need to do. I'm not changing Thursday's Manny. I'm not changing Thursday's Manny, but there might be another one in relation to that with the glow in the dark, because I've got some ideas, especially involving the fairies. I can see some cool glowing mushrooms in the near future. I can see it. I can see it, guys. I have been wanting glow-in-the-dark stamping polish for a very long time, guys. I have been wanting it for a very long time, and to finally... These have not been out for very long, from what I understand. These have not been out for very long. Less than a year from their creation. And I have been wanting something like this for many years. And when I finally saw She Modern and Clear Jelly Stamper both create them, I was so excited, but I couldn't afford them at the time. And I've been wanting that for a long time. See, what I would do in the past is I would reverse stamp with LA Colors Glow in the Dark, and I would put white behind it. See, honestly, these are about the same sheerness as LA Colors, but see, here's the thing about the LA Colors. Almost all of them all glow green. They don't glow in different colors than green, really. So, there are a couple of them that do, but most of them don't. And their glow's not super strong. Their color pigment's not super strong. So, they work, but they're definitely not my first choice. I have glow-in-the-dark pigment powders that work better than my polishes. So, let's go ahead and grab my Sharpie. And this is going to be C for clear, J for jelly, S for stamper, glow 4, which is this one right here. And I have a stamping plate. No, my card. Come back. Okay. These need to go in my binder before that gets damaged. On the upside, I didn't have to buy a plate holder because I already had one with that size storage, thankfully, with empty slots. So, thankfully, I didn't have to buy storage for it. Okay, so, let's see if I find the... It's not this one. Definitely not in that one. That's the Halloween binder. Don't think it's in that one either. Where's the binder I'm looking for? It's probably this one. I bet it's this one. Yep. I found it. So, we are going to go in It actually, I mean, it's not really showing very well on the camera, but it actually showed up over the black, which is surprising. Just very faintly. Very quick. Singular coat. Had so many interruptions too. I was not expecting that this Saturday. Now you guys are watching this on Tuesday. I'm recording this on a Saturday because my oldest is not home. My 8-year-old is off with his dad. Out of my hair for the moment. Not driving me absolutely insane. Okay, so this is Clear Jelly Stamper Glow 1. So C JS Glow 1. And, ooh, I don't need that big of a glob of polish. This is definitely a very gritty polish. Good grief. I can, like, it's making my teeth hurt listening to it. The sound it makes, it's the same way with the hyper glitter polishes that Maniology makes. Like, the sound it makes when they're really gritty like that. I don't know, it just, my autism shows then. It's just something about it. It bugs me. These are nice. The camera's having a hard time picking them up. These are nice. I don't know if it's just because of how sheer they are. Like, in person, they show up better than they are on camera. But I am seriously questioning whether or not it's just how sheer they are, or if it's just too much lighting for the camera combined with how sheer they are. I'm not really sure. But, like, they do, in person, show up better. This is Glow number 2. Okay. So if I ever get to a point where I have the funding to try more from Clear Jelly Stamper, I can definitely say that I will. There's a lot of plates that they have that I really like, and a lot of different colors of polishes that I really like. The amount you have to spend before you get free shipping is very high. So be warned that unless you spend, I think they wanted me to spend over $100 to get free shipping. It was a lot. Like, I had like $70 worth of stuff, and it still wanted like $75 more before free shipping. So it's like I would say it's like 150, or at least close to $150 before they are willing to give free shipping worth of product. So it be warned if you want to do like what you do with maniology, that you're going to spend a hefty sum. And I know for some people that's not within the budget. I mean, that sure as heck wasn't in the budget for me, even. Just like the meat guy that interrupted our filming time. We have in the past, when we had some extra cash, stocked up on meat to actually save us money in the long run. And he's been checking periodically, and it's just life has hit us too hard over the last year to really buy. The last time that we did buy, I think we bought like $500 worth or $800 worth, and it lasted us like 6 months. The first time we bought, I think like $2,000 worth of meat, and it lasted us over a year. And it was good, high quality meat. And it was one of the few times that we actually had like that kind of extra cash. It's incredibly rare that we have extra, and not just money set aside for making sure we can pay our mortgage and our electric and car insurance and, you know, the important necessities and medical bills, because we have 2 special needs kids and I'm diabetic, so like we have to make sure we have a certain amount of money on hand or we're liable to lose everything. And my husband works for commission, and instead of like an hourly rate or a oh, I'm having a brain fart because he used to be salaried. There we go. Back when he was in management, he was salaried, and which was nice, but to have that steady income, but we were set at that income, so it was even harder to. I missed him being hourly, but they changed the policies and they no longer do hourly pay. It's commission-based pay, which actually gives him a better pay if he does really well for a week. But if he doesn't make as many sales, then, well, the opposite can be said. So, you know, got to prepare for the worst. That's the unfortunates of being commission. It has the ability to be really good, but it can also be really bad. It just depends on how sales go. So that one's Clear Jelly Stampers Glow number 6. These are really pretty. Let me shake this one up a little more. And they're stamping really well. They definitely need white underneath them if you want to actually see the color and not just the glow. Leia, can you please stop tearing up the chair, sweetheart? Thank you. You have your cat tree in that corner that you could use your claws on instead of Daddy's chair. Okay. Is that how you feel about it? A huffy sneeze? It's a nice yellow. So, I have been trying to figure out how, because I've already swatched all of my stamping polishes, and many have requested that I show swatches of my entire collection, but maybe do it by like color. So like do reds, then do pinks, you know, oranges, blues and greens, browns, that kind of theory. I'm not sure how I want to do it, and I would like your guys' thoughts on the matter of whether or not you want me to just pull the sticks down and the bottles out and just show you the bottle and the sticks and the number and name, or if I mean, the logistics of this is kind of I don't want to use more swatch sticks when I've already got them swatched on swatch sticks. I'm not sure how I want to do this, so I am open to suggestions on how you guys would like to see it. If you'd like to see me like stamp it on my mat, my big mat, as well as showing the swatch stick and the, you know, the names and numbers and all of that by color. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards, but like I'm not sure how I want to do it. I haven't nailed down the logistics, and it would help if I wasn't sick and struggling and my brain could function semi-decently, because, well, it's not right now. That is clear jelly stampers. Glow number 3. So this lovely spring green glow in the dark stamping polishes is their glow number 3. This one's glow number 5. I'm interested to see how this blue turns out. And here comes the youngest with the studios. I'm sorry, guys. There's been so many interruptions today. It's a very soft blue. It's a very soft blue. Once I'm done stamping all of these, I will hold them up closer with it zoomed in so you guys can see it a little better. Because I can tell the camera is struggling to pick it up, except for like the full coated tip part. So it is hard to see. And last but not least, their glow number 7, which is this beautiful purple that I really like. But I feel like I'm probably going to be disappointed with this opacity. but I expected the sheerness. I had heard a lot of people say it, so I expected it. I can trust the judgment of the bulk of the majority of people in the Maniology's Facebook group that have tried, different products from other brands involving stamping. The ones that have been doing it for a long time, like, I trust their judgment that when they say, hey, this product is this way. And I feel like for something like this, it's going to probably be years before it has a better opacity. And the reason I say that is because there's still a lot more experimenting and testing that they're going to need to do before they can get to that point. Glow-in-the-dark stamping polishes is a very new thing. And when stamping polishes in generality were more new, like, for certain brands especially, they had opacity issues, and Maniology is no exception to that. There was a time where they struggled with the opacity of some of their polishes. They, back in their earlier years, back when stamping was much newer. Now, stamping has been around for a long time, even longer than I've been doing it, but like, it was much newer still. It hadn't been around for too terribly long. And the product line it was a much newer thing. So, that is very pretty. And it's definitely more opaque than I expected over the white, but it's still pretty sheer. It definitely performs better than most glow-in-the-dark polishes used for that, for sure, making them what I would consider a true stamping polish that's glow-in-the-dark. For one, I do not see any extra damage to any of the plates than what was already there, which is important when using. You got to be careful with your polishes, because you can damage, if you're using a non-stamping polish on a stamper and a stamping plate, you have to be very careful, because you could damage either one. I know from personal experience. Thankfully not to my plates. But I have had it to my stampers, and I've seen other people have damage to their plates because of non-stamping polishes being used as stamping polishes. So that being said, this definitely passes my test for that section. Does it damage my plate? No, it does not damage my plate. Does it stamp better than a regular polish? Yes. Does it stamp well over black and white? No. But like I said, given that this is a newer thing, I didn't expect it to. It does stamp well over white, and it stamps better than a regular. It does not stamp well over the black. It does show, but it's not great. This is a very sheer collection. It also dries matte, as a heads up. So you could do some pretty fun stuff with that too. With that factor, it does dry matte. These are really pretty, but they are very light in color. I could do so much with fairy manis with this. I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. They're regular cream, black and white, definitely good quality. The stamping plates performed better than I anticipated. I had heard a lot of people say that clear jelly stamper plates, they're good, but like they are a little bit more challenging to work with than some of the other reputable brands, from what I understand. I personally don't find it more difficult, at least not on those two plates. I will test some more of the images, and it may just be that it's not as beginner friendly. I can see that. I've got a few plates that I struggled with when I was a beginner that I don't struggle with now. So maybe it is more along those lines. It's not so much the quality of the plate as that it's just not as beginner friendly. That's not outside the realm of possibilities. I personally did not have any struggles with it. So, I'd definitely say this is a pretty good brand. This is definitely one worth trying, for sure. Like I said, if you are one that generally goes for free shipping, be prepared to spend a lot. Their prices are, I feel, a little higher than Maniology, but not... I would say for the amount and the quality of the product is about on par. It may be just a smidgen higher in price point, but not by a whole lot. No. It's pretty good. It's definitely worth trying. I would definitely like to try more of their plates. They have their own unique style of plates as well. They do have all sorts of different stuff. And they have a subscription box, but I cannot afford two. Especially with Maniology upping their prices. And I like Maniology's subscription boxes a lot. So I'm not really willing to give up theirs. Because what it would boil down to is I'd have to have one or the other, and I like my Maniology ones. So, but I do like these polishes, and I will, after, probably sometime in March, after St. Patrick's Day, I will have planned a mani for the glow in the dark with most likely a fairy theme, and do these polishes some more. I currently am working on February's MXM box mani. I'm probably gonna end up doing two because I really like the space theme and all of that. So, but that's it, guys. That is my unboxing and testing of Clear Jelly Stamper, and I am not disappointed at all. Some of the stuff performed better than I expected, and some of it performed exactly how I expected. So I cannot say that I was disappointed one bit, and I would definitely recommend trying it. It's definitely worth a shot. That definitely comparable to Maniology. I definitely like this. This is... Thank you guys for making me go down another rabbit hole. I'm going to have another wish list about a mile long. Oh. And my son's probably going to be like, I love these plates. And I want to have some too. And we may have started something. I'm not sure if I'm ready for it. That's okay. So... the next reasonable payout that I get, I'm going to put towards Moira. Somebody had suggested from my stamping gels video that I try Moira brand, and I want to try Moira brand anyways because they have a shrinking stamper device that I feel like is easier than Maniology's shrinker stamper. And I want to try that, so when I do get another decent payout, I will get, or when my budget allows it, I will get the Moira shrinking stamper and some of their stamping gels, and I will try those. I cannot guarantee that I won't be disappointed. I have not personally had good experiences with stamping gels. They are a royal pain for me to use, and but I did use a very cheap brand in comparison to Moira. So it could just be the quality of the stamping gels I was using versus the stamping with a gel in generality. So we will see. The next time I have a decent payout, we'll try some Moira. Please keep in mind that if I seem kind of negative in a video, that I may not be in a decent mental state while I am doing the video. So I would appreciate it if your comments are not borderline attacking, because this person was borderline aggressive. I would like to promote constructive criticism and positivity in my channel, not negativity and bullying. There is a difference between constructive criticism and just flat out being a jerk. And this person was flirting on that line. I'm not saying that they were actually being straight out attacking, but it was definitely borderline there. So let's try to keep it positive. Let's try to keep nice constructive criticism. I am not perfect, and I still have plenty to learn myself. I do have lots of knowledge to share, but I also have plenty to learn myself. We are all growing and learning throughout our entire lives. Nobody is all-knowing, and I do not claim to be all-knowing. So let's try to help lift each other up and not tear each other down. So, all right. And that is all for today. And as always, thank you all for watching. Thank you all who have been commenting, liking, and subscribing. And those who have been using my code, thank you. All of those things help promote my channel. All funds that I receive from people using my code to get a discount and my kickback goes straight back into the products used for this channel. And those who are liking, subscribing, and commenting are getting my videos out to the algorithm and getting it to a bigger bigger audience, getting more people to the channel, which gets me one step closer to ad revenue. And once I have ad revenue, it'll be a lot easier to take requests in this kind of realm where I can do what I don't normally like to do. I like to watch other people do, and that's try it for me before I buy it. Because nothing hurts worse than buying a product that can be kind of pricey and it takes a lot to budget and then it not be what you want it to be. I understand that completely, guys. I do. So I wholeheartedly understand the question of, is Clear Jelly Stamper as good as Maniology if you've tried it? I understand that question, and I loved it. Thank you, because that gave me the opportunity to do that. Even though it was kind of a scary thought for me, because I get very attached to brands. If I find a brand that I really like, I get very attached to it, and I kind of stick to it, and I don't branch out from it because I trust it. And it's kind of hard for me to go to something new, even if I want to try it, especially if funding's tight. It's very hard for me to go to something new and try it because I'm afraid to spend a good bit of money on something that would potentially be a big disappointment. So I understand that very much so. And so for those of you who are helping getting my videos out there and help promoting it and getting it that much closer to being able to support itself, you know, that's a big step. That's a big help. So I greatly appreciate you guys. So as always, you know, if you want to help, like, subscribe, comment, and, you know, if you're going to order from Maniology, use my code. I get a small kickback off of it, and you guys get a discount too. So it's a win-win. And I hope you all are having a good morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it may be, wherever you're at while you're watching this video. And as always, thank you all for watching, and until next time, guys, bye.